Treaty-based system, like I mentioned that any country or a member state or a state party is subject to review in those treaty bodies if those countries has given their free consent. And once we had given a free consent and once we had bound ourselves with the provisions of those treaties, then under international law we are bound to comply with the provisions of those norms, and we submit progress periodically. So 7 core conventions which Pakistan has ratified out of 9 core conventions. We had submitted various periodic and initial reports, and government of Pakistan has been given concluding observations or recommendations to improve the law, policy, and create or enact such institutions or mechanisms for the implementation of that rights. So that is the UN human rights system, which looks after the implementation, promotion and protection of human rights, because under international law, when any country which is a member of a United Nations, and when we had bound ourselves to be complying with those treaties, under international law we had to implement in good faith. And good faith means we have not to invoke that our internal law or our political system or this law or treaty was ratified by the previous government, therefore we are not bound. So at the international level, it is the state which is responsible of making or entering into agreements, and so compliance hence is the responsibility of the federation or a state. So whatever may be the devolution system, whatever may be the decentralization within the country, once we have the effective control or a territorial control, then the state is obliged, bound to report on the progress of those core conventions at the international level. So these are the treaty-based systems, and other system I talked about, that is the charter-based. And charter-based, there is the Human Rights Council, there is the Universal Periodic Review, and then there are the special human rights experts, which are called the special procedures, and these called the rapporteurs or experts or working groups. Sometimes they visit the countries and they give reports back to the Human Rights Council. Or there is also mechanisms of writing complaints or submissions to the Human Rights Council under the procedure 1506. But one must bear in mind that these complaints, which are called submissions in the UN diplomatic language, these submissions must be based on systematic and consistent, widespread pattern of abuses of human rights. Those rights violation cannot be of individual nature. So charter-based and treaty-based, these are the two avenues of human rights compliance. And when we had seen another system, that is the regarding to the labor system, that is the International Labour Organization, ILO. So because currently Pakistan is a party to 36 conventions, and there are also 8 core conventions in labor. 2 relates to the freedom of association and collective bargaining, 2 relates to the child labor, 2 relates to the abolition of bonded labor, and 2 relates to the remuneration and employment and non-discrimination on the basis of a gender. So these are the ILO systems, conventions, which government periodically submits its reports for the verification and compliance.